Incident 1. On February 23, 2007, two women suffered head injuries after falling out of a tram in the parking lot. Incident 2. On October 17, 2010, a 61-year-old man from Hickman, California jumped to his death from the Mickey and Friends parking structure's top floor. He left behind a note citing personal issues for his self-exit. Incident 3. On April 2nd, 2012, a 23-year-old man was found near the northwest corner of the Mickey and Friends parking structure and was pronounced dead at the scene. It was investigated as a self-end at the time, but there were no witnesses that saw the man jump. Incident 4. On November 26, 2016, a 4-year-old man jumped to his death from the Mickey and Friends parking structure just after 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. He was rushed to UC Irvine Medical Center and pronounced dead at 3:08 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Incident 5. On February 13th, 2017, a fire broke out on the Mickey and Friends parking structure second floor. 7 people were treated for smoke inhalation, 4 cars were destroyed, and an additional 4 cars received major damage. Incident 6. On August 13th, 2018, smoke filled the Mickey and Friends parking structure, forcing visitors to wait outside as firefighters doused the flames. The fire was out in about 30 minutes. 1 car was damaged. Incident 7. On December 3rd, 2022, a 51-year-old elementary school principal jumped from the top floor of the Mickey and Friends parking structure at approximately 9:00 p.m. PST. He was pronounced dead at the scene and his death was ruled a self-end. Due to this incident, elevators and escalators in the parking structure and tram services were stopped for the remainder of the night. Incident 8. On February 18, 2023, a woman reportedly fell or jumped from the Mickey and Friends parking structure at approximately 6:50 p.m. PST. She was severely injured at the scene and was pronounced dead at a local hospital. Incident 9. On November 15, 2023, a 24-year-old man jumped from the Pixar Pals parking structure. The incident was reported at approximately 9:30 p.m. PST. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Incident 10. On December 27, 2017, a major power outage struck Disneyland Park and temporarily closed down rides, mostly those located in Toontown and Fantasyland. Rides that lost power had to be evacuated, but no assistance from the local fire department was necessary and no injuries were reported. All attractions were fully operational again later in the day. According to a Disneyland spokesperson, the outage was caused by an electrical transformer. Incident 11. Between December 17th and December 20th, 2014, visitors to the park were exposed to measles, resulting in an outbreak that affected residents of 8 U.S. states as well as Mexico and Canada. The California Department of Public Health was first notified of a suspected measles case on January 5th, 2015, and by February 11th, 2015, at least 39 individuals who had visited at least one of the two adjacent Disney parks during the exposure period had become ill. In addition to this likely direct exposure, secondary and unknown transmissions were numerous, resulting in at least 125 cases within the United States by February 11, 2015. The specific outbreak was declared over in the U.S. in mid-April 2015 after 42 days with no traceable transmission and 147 having been affected within the United States. This measles outbreak resulted in no known deaths. Incident 12. After the operating day on March 13, 2020, the parks closed and the 3 Disneyland resort hotels closed on March 16, 2020, all in response to the novel COVID pandemic and pressure from California Governor Gavin Newsom, in which a stay-at-home order was issued on March 19, 2020, prompting downtown Disney to also close until it reopened on July 9, 2020. On March 5, 2021, it was announced by the California Department of Public Health that Disney could reopen with capacity restrictions beginning April 1st, 2021. The following week, then Disney CEO Bob Chapek said that the company would officially reopen the park on April 30th, 2021. Incident 13, Ferry Boat Number 1. On December 27, 2002, 8 people were injured when a ferry boat collided with the dock at the Transportation and Ticket Center after the captain put the engines into reverse too late and was unable to stop the boat in time. Incident 14, Ferry Boat Number 2. On April 22, 2010, a 61-year-old woman from Skipton, North Yorkshire, United Kingdom, who had a vacation house in Celebration, Florida at the time, suffered a collapse, bone, fractured ribs, and back pain due to a boating accident near the Magic Kingdom. The rented sea racer that her husband was driving collided with a Disney ferry boat. The Orange County Sheriff's report later stated that the sea racer crossed in the ferry's right of way. Incident 15, Ferry Boat Number 3. On December 30th, 2019, a 56-year-old woman leapt from the upper deck of a ferry into the Seven Seas Lagoon. She was rescued by Disney Lake Patrol. The guest was uninjured and was taken to a nearby hospital for observation and mental health evaluation. The Orange County Sheriff later confirmed it was a self-end attempt. Incident 16, Ferry Boat Number 4. On April 27, 2023, the ferry Richard F. Irvine collided with the dock at the Magic Kingdom, knocking at least one person unconscious. One guest sued Disney for $50,000, claiming that the head and neck struck a steel pillar in the collision, causing them to fall into a garbage can. Incident 17, bus number 1. On March 23rd, 2010, a Disney transportation bus rear-ended a private charter bus near the entrance to the Epcot parking lot. 7 guests aboard the Disney bus received minor injuries, while the bus driver was reported to have received critical injuries. Incident 18, bus number 2. On April 1st, 2010, a 9-year-old boy from Weddington Beach, Florida was crushed to death by a Disney transportation bus at Disney's Wilderness Resort and Campground while riding his bicycle with an 11-year-old girl. A report from the Florida Highway Patrol says that the victim appeared to turn his bike into the road and ran into the side of the bus, subsequently being dragged under the bus's right rear tire. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. A preliminary report stated that the bus driver, who has 30 years' experience with Disney, was not impaired or driving recklessly, and that charges probably would not be filed pending a full investigation of the incident. Incident 19, bus number 3. On December 26, 2010, a 69-year-old Yarmouthport, Massachusetts man died after stepping in front of a moving Disney transportation bus in the parking lot of Disney's Port Orleans Resort, driven by a 57-year-old woman from Lake Alfred, Florida. Incident 20, bus number 4. On August 6, 2017, a bus driver, 47-year-old Collins Yakap of Orlando, suffered serious injuries and was taken to Orlando Regional Medical Center after a collision occurred at an intersection. 34-year-old Ritesh Bagani of Winter Garden, Florida, was driving north on Buena Vista Drive in a black late 2000s Cadillac Escalade SUV when he ran a red light and struck the front side of the bus as he was turning. The passengers and driver on board the vehicles were taken to Dr. P. Phillips Hospital, suffering minor injuries. Incident 21, call number 1. On July 10, 1990, 3 teenagers were killed when their late model Ford Mustang smashed into the rear of a bus during a high-speed pursuit near the Caribbean Beach Resort at Disney World property. A fourth teen was later treated with critical injuries. The Florida Highway Patrol investigated that the Mustang was traveling between 85 to 90 miles per hour when it smashed into the bus with no passengers inside during the morning hours. Incident 22, call number 2. On April 1st, 1995, a 9-year-old boy from Michigan was killed after being fatally struck by a moving car driven by a 17-year-old Disney employee from Kissimmee in the parking lot. The boy was airlifted to Orlando Regional Medical Center where he was pronounced dead the following day. A few months after the incident, on July 7th, the boy's parents filed a lawsuit seeking an unspecified amount of damage. Incident 23, call number 3. On February 2nd, 2023, a 53-year-old Colombian man was struck by an oncoming car while riding his bicycle on Osceola Parkway, forcing closure to ramps leading to Disney's Hollywood Studios. He was airlifted to Osceola Regional Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead after arrival. Incident 24, Monorail Number 1. On February 12, 1974, the Mark IV Monorail Blue rear-ended the Mark IV Monorail Red due to driver error. One driver and two passengers were injured.